future of pure is hyper pure.
Hello and welcome back to the Monastery Flavor at St. Anthony Industries. My name is Josiah, and also in the studio we have September. Say hi, September.
Hi, September.
She'll be answering any pertinent questions as they come in regarding the Voyager Flask today. Also in the studio we have Andy and Aaron as always, and so today we're talking about the Voyager Flask, which is part of our Hyper Pure line, which is just one of 3 products. We also have the Sojourner and the Atlantic. All 3 are made for different purposes. Today we wanted to highlight the Voyager because we believe the Voyager is awesome for travel. It holds a lot more. It's a 1-liter container, dual wall, ceramically lined, and I'll demonstrate that in a bit. But we also wanted to demonstrate, I like to use the Voyager when I do like car camping or something like that, because there's nothing better than drinking hot coffee on the mountain, specialty coffee, well brewed on the mountain using a pour over setup. So that's what we're going to demonstrate today with the Voyager. To get started, I'm just gonna show you what it looks like when it comes to you at your door. When you order the Voyager, it looks like this. It comes with this packaging. I'm just gonna remove this for the rest of the information on it. There's also a lot more information on our website. So it has 3 parts. We have the vessel itself, comes in lunar cream and charcoal. And then we have the lid here, which also doubles as a cup, as you can see. And then we have this insert pad. If you take that off, you can see straight into the vessel, which is fully ceramically lined all the way up to the here. So to get started, what I like to do when I make coffee on the mountain, first, we are going to demonstrate the millwright hand grinder. So if you bring whole beans, you can grind them fresh on the mountain. Again, this is more of a car camping setup. I don't know if you'd want to carry all this when you're backpacking. Maybe you would. It'd be a lot of fun. So depending on how far you're hiking, I guess. But we're also using our kettle, and we're going to make a pour over using the F70 and our wave filters. So the first thing I'm going to do is fill up my kettle with hot water. Then I'm going to heat it up on our camping stove here. All right. I also have pre-weighed out some beans here. Today we're going with Salt Lake Roasting Company. I'm putting hot water in here so it doesn't take so long to heat up. Camping stove can often take several minutes to heat up, but we're going to accelerate the process a bit. And once I get enough water here, I should have maybe filled this up before we started, but hey, keeping it live. Okay, we have hot water here. We couldn't find a lighter, so in true St. Anthony fashion, we're going to use a blowtorch to light our camping stove right here. So. Get my camping stove going. And the cool thing about this whole setup is you can put the kettle straight on the camping stove. I would recommend using the stainless steel kettle if you're going to do this on the mountain rather than the charcoal kettle, because the charcoal kettle will wear out faster since it has that black paint on the outside of it. However, if you like the black kettle, you can use that on your stovetop if it's like a non-flame stovetop. And so we're gonna heat this up and then grind our coffee here. I have 22 grams of coffee. I have dialed in my millwright hand grinder, so we shouldn't have to do that. Okay. The cool thing about the millwright hand grinder is it does grind very quickly. All right, my water's heated up. It was already pretty hot when I put it in there, so that's why it heated up so quickly. But to save time, obviously, we're just demonstrating the whole setup here. Should only take about 30 seconds to grind 22 grams of coffee. I'm gonna do a brew of 1:16 ratio, 22 grams in, 350 grams out. And I'm gonna brew it straight into my Voyager Flask using the F70 and the wave filters. Also, something about the Millwright hand grinder. Obviously, we're not concentrating on this, but it comes with a leather sleeve. So I like the leather sleeve when I'm packing it into my bag when I'm camping or backpacking. I have taken this backpacking and ground my coffee fresh. It's just better that way, as most of you know. Okay, so I'm gonna remove this insert here. Set my flask on my scale. All right, and obviously you might not have a scale when you're on the mountain. However, you can measure your water in other ways as you brew, so you can get the correct ratio on the mountain. First things first, I'm gonna wet my wave filter here. I like to wet it from the outside in, so it doesn't distort too much. You can also wet it from the inside out. You just need to be consistent with it. And what this does is for osmosis sake, I want the water to draw towards my coffee and not towards my filter during the brew. That's why I wet my filter. Any questions yet, September?
Take your time.
Take my time.
Take your time.
Take your time in the Monastery of Flavor.
Mm-hmm. That's how we like it.
All right. So I have 22 grams of coffee in my filter here. I also like this setup while on the mountain because it is tall, and normally you have to brew on the ground. So in my opinion, the taller the better when you're brewing on the mountain. All right, I'm gonna start this. I'm gonna start with my bloom. I'm gonna do just a little bit over a 1:2 ratio with this coffee. Get it nice and saturated. I'll move this so you can see the numbers here. There we go. And after this, I'll demonstrate the uses of the flask once we get some coffee in there. The cool thing about the flask, again, is it's ceramically lined. It's a 1 liter vessel. So you can do a couple brews in here if you want to have a lot of coffee in the morning. Once you're all set up like this, you can do a couple brews real quick, back to back, and you can fill up your vessel and keep it all day, keep it hot all day. Or if you're into like iced coffee, keep it cold all day. Whatever you're into. Okay, I'm shooting for 350 grams. I want to finish pouring at about 2 minutes and 30 seconds. This coffee is really interesting. It's really fluffy, so I like this. The brownie is beautiful. A lot of air in this. All right. What was I saying? What was I talking about? I was talking about the uses of the flask after the brew. Again, you can use the lid as a cup, and you can also seal it up with this insert and use that kind of as a pad, as well as a seal, as to trap the heat and not spill, obviously. Looks like we're gonna be a little fast on this brew, but that's okay. This coffee seems quite soluble, so it should be dissolving decently well. I love this kettle, by the way. It's very gentle. It has that small spout on it, so you can pour very gently and very precisely. I just went a little over 350 grams because the speed of my brew is a bit quicker. if I were gonna correct my brew for the next time, I would make my grind a fair bit finer than I did this time. Maybe 10 clicks in. All right, toss my filter here. Now we're going to demonstrate the uses of the flask. Obviously I have hot coffee in here, and it should stay hot at least for 10 to 12 hours. It'll stay relatively hot. And then, yeah, we have this insert. And if you want to transition from coffee to water, the HyperPure line has been designed to be able to do that. You can put coffee in here, then use water, then put milk in there, and then put whiskey in there. All you have to do is do a quick rinse in between each drink, and it will not retain flavors from the previous drink. So we have our lid here, which doubles as a cup, like that. We also have our seal, our pad. So if you put that in all the way, it will not leak. So, see that? So you can both have a cup, which is the lid, and also have a good seal on your Voyager Flask. It's awesome for travel because, you know, obviously this will trap the heat. You can keep it in your car and then just drink out of the lid if you don't have another cup. I like to use it in combination with the Atlantis cup, honestly. These are my favorite two things to take traveling with me. However, on the mountain, and then if you don't want to unscrew this all the way, you just unscrew it a little bit. September has a question.
How much coffee can you fit in the Voyager?
It's 1 liter.
1 liter.
Yeah. So it's a large. So you can share. You can use it family style. Make enough coffee in here for everyone. If you wake up before everyone when you're camping over the fire, or using a camping stove, boil enough water, do a couple brews in here, and then you have coffee for everybody in the morning. It'll stay hot for several hours, so if someone wakes up 6 a.m. or afternoon, they'll still get hot coffee. So it's awesome. It's awesome. All right. Any other questions regarding the Voyager Flask? It's pretty straightforward. It's awesome, again, for camping and for travel. And again, comes in lunar cream and charcoal. So these are the two colors which will pair with the lunar cream Atlantis cups. Also, there's the charcoal Sojourner cup here. And yeah, that's everything we have to share today. And thank you for joining us in the Monastery of Flavor, and we'll see you next time.